As America's oldest automobile manufacturer nears its centennial, Oldsmobile is in the formidable process of transforming itself into a stronger, more dynamic, and more successful producer of world-class automobiles. For over 9 decades, the name Oldsmobile has been synonymous with technological leadership, thanks to a long list of achievements like the first fully automatic transmission, the U-Matic, in 1939, and the revolutionary rocket V8 engine, which became the benchmark for several high-compression engines that would form the foundation of Oldsmobile's reputation for powertrain innovation, including the first turbocharged V8 in the F-85 Jetfire, and the robust W30 and W31 V8s that powered the 442 and other Oldsmobiles to muscle car dominance. In 1966, Oldsmobile's highly acclaimed front-drive Toronado introduced breakthrough styling and technical innovation that would influence automobile design for decades to come. In the early 70s, Oldsmobile's reputation for progressive engineering, affordable pricing, and proven reliability continued with the Cutlass Supreme, a car that vaulted Oldsmobile to 3rd place in industry sales. Then, in the late 70s and early 80s, GM's aggressive efforts to downsize its vehicles in response to consumer demand for fuel efficiency, coupled with a disruptive corporate reorganization, led to multiple product shortcomings that eroded Oldsmobile's hard-earned reputation for quality and reliability. At the same time, look-alike styling created consumer confusion among Oldsmobile products and those from other GM divisions, further damaging our image as a manufacturer of distinctive vehicles. As Oldsmobile's product quality continued to slip in the early 80s, significant changes were taking place in the market that would have a particularly profound impact on Oldsmobile, as imports like Honda Accord and Toyota Camry, cars with a reputation for quality and reliability, began to grow into the mid-market, which had long been Oldsmobile's traditional strength. Increasing numbers of younger Oldsmobile owners who represented the basis of the division's great success began to defect to these imports, which quickly supplanted Oldsmobile as the smart vehicle choice among younger buyers. To make matters worse, the new Cutlass Supreme was delayed for 2 years, coming to market in 1988 as a coupe, just as buyers were increasingly turning to stylish sedans like the new Ford Taurus. The Cutlass sedan would not follow until 1990. As sales and market share continued to drop, Oldsmobile's loyal and once highly profitable retail organization began acquiring popular Japanese franchises, drawing valuable retailer share of mind away from the brand. All of these factors contributed to a dramatic reduction in Oldsmobile sales from 1 million units in 1986 to just over 700,000 in 1987, an unprecedented decline that would continue well into the next decade. To halt the further erosion of its customer base, Oldsmobile adopted a 2-branch strategy that would offer both conservative and expressive models within vehicle lines, in an attempt to offer something for everybody.
When I got to Oldsmobile in 1992, I'd been in the truck business for about 9 years, and I recalled Oldsmobile back in my Buick days as being the mid-size car leader, really defining the segment. And when the new mid-size cars from GM were introduced, why, this just basically didn't keep the promise to Oldsmobile owners. The mid-size market had always been the largest segment of the U.S. industry, and it had always been shared by the domestic companies and always dominated by General Motors. But now you had mid-size entries from Honda, Toyota, of really segment-defining vehicles, and vehicles of large volume. As a fact, the Honda Accord was the #1 selling nameplate in the industry. And so just that competitive aspect kind of staked out some ground that it became pretty apparent that Oldsmobile would never be able to reclaim all that. So we're going to have a more balanced portfolio going forward, and also a portfolio that was less competitive internally and more competitively externally with the people who had kind of claimed our hallowed ground.
By 1992, it became clear to Oldsmobile leadership that the very survival of the division depended on its willingness to change, and to create a new Oldsmobile by the division's centennial anniversary in August of 1997. The vision of the new Oldsmobile is supported by two legs: the division's centennial product and non-product plans. Central to the vision is Oldsmobile's new mission, which describes exactly what must be accomplished. The Oldsmobile team will work together to earn and keep customers by providing internationally focused vehicles, which is the product leg of the Centennial Plan, as well as our brand character statement. The non-product leg of the Centennial Plan will offer import-oriented customers uncompromised satisfaction throughout the shopping, buying, and ownership experience.
One of the things you have to do is have that vision clear enough and far-reaching enough so that a whole organization and all the stakeholders can buy in and support it. So if it isn't far-reaching enough, or if it's totally unattainable, then you got a problem. So your vision has to be one that the leadership can embrace and then meld it down through the whole organization. Everything we do has to focus on one single thing, and that is the ultimate Oldsmobile customer. And that everybody has to line up and see everything through that customer's eyes. And in order to do that, it's going to take a change in the relationship with our retailers. It's going to take a change in our retailers' relationship with the customer base. It's going to take a change in Oldsmobile's relationship with the platforms and with the design staff, and that then you have to align all of these people to where they totally understand this vision and the change processes that are needed so that we can accomplish this vision. Very, very difficult task.
I think there's a very important role for Oldsmobile. It is true that we've struggled a little bit trying to position our brands effectively for General Motors, but I think today Oldsmobile has a very clear vision. They want to be the brand within the GM family that the current import buyers are focused on. And so they've, I think, laid out a very clear mission statement. They're changing some of their practices and dealing with customers right on the retail floor to support that. And then with the new products they've got coming out and those that will be coming out over the next few years, I think we're really going to have a chance to bring some of those buyers back to General Motors. And so Oldsmobile is key in that regard.
Each future Oldsmobile must deliver the international import-like performance attributes and design characteristics that its target buyers require. Buyers that are younger, better educated, and more affluent than Oldsmobile's current owner base. Our new Centennial product portfolio will have a focused buyer progression within Oldsmobile. And by appealing to younger import-oriented buyers, Oldsmobile will be strategically positioned to welcome Saturn owners when they are ready to move upmarket, keeping them in the GM family, while at the same time offering considerable brand differentiation between Oldsmobile, Buick, and Pontiac, which will allow Oldsmobile to compete externally against the upper mid and entry luxury market Japanese nameplates such as Honda, Toyota, Lexus, Acura, and Infiniti, and generate incremental net plus business that's critical to GM's North American operations' long-term profitability.
In a clear departure from the production-driven marketing strategies of the past, the Centennial Product Plan is a customer-driven market strategy that first strives to understand who our new target consumers are, and then designs and builds products to meet their specific wants and needs. Now, to find out what Oldsmobile had to become in order to be successful over the long haul, we talked with hundreds of import owners and import-oriented buyers to discover exactly what they expect from the vehicles on their shopping list. And believe me, we got 2 ears full. Now, by far, one of the most revealing and sobering conclusions from the extensive research we've conducted with our new target consumer was how far Oldsmobile products have to evolve just to meet, let alone exceed, the expectations of discriminating import buyers. Now, that's when it became clear that in order to offer internationally focused vehicles, the Centennial product plan would have to be guided by a completely new and totally focused product theme, a distinctive brand character that's based on the needs and expectations of a very different kind of customer.
In the car business, a product life cycle can be anywhere from 4 to 10 years or more. And while there's always an opportunity for change, change often comes gradually, and most times at a pace that's a whole lot slower than we'd like. But very rarely over the course of an entire career does an opportunity present itself where a car company in effect throws down the gauntlet to say, we need to head in a completely new direction. We need to change, and change in a big way. To realize the promise of the Centennial product plan, we look to the 4 guideposts of Oldsmobile's brand character: thoughtful, precise, international, and rewarding. These provide what import owners have come to expect from a truly internationally focused vehicle. When we say thoughtful, we want customers to intuitively know the car was designed by people who were actually thinking about their needs, and that we really sweated the details. Thoughtful, in terms of design, promotes a harmony of form with function and demonstrates the sensitivity the customer needs and tastes. Thoughtful styling is sophisticated in its simplicity, with design cues that are integrated, clean, and not excessive. Thoughtful designs are also enduring, which means the styling will be pleasing and satisfying to the owner not only for a couple of years, but 5 years down the road. Thoughtful characteristics also include the ergonomic design of a vehicle's seating, as well as features that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but intuitive, like the thoughtfully executed instrument panel found in the ES300. From an engineering standpoint, thoughtful vehicles offer practical innovations and meaningful contemporary technology, such as the dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and traction control for safety, and navigation systems, redundant steering wheel controls, and premium sound systems which combine CD and cassettes for customer use and convenience. A good example of thoughtful design is the overhead lighting system in a Lexus GS300, and the innovative air filtration system that will help the passengers driving in the next edition of Oldsmobile's compacts to breathe easier on long trips. When Oldsmobile aspires to possess brand characteristics that are precise, we need to offer designs that are exacting, meticulous, and refined. And that's especially important to the owners of Japanese vehicles that enjoy a reputation of exacting best-in-class quality in both engineering and craftsmanship. Import buyers are very particular about precise fits and finish. They tend to notice the level of attention to quality in every detail. An excellent example of precise execution can be seen in the exacting panel fit of the Toyota Camry. Import buyers also appreciate the precision engineering of refined componentry that's smooth and effortless to operate, whether that be the controls on a premium sound system or the precise fluid motions of the superbly engineered manual transmission gearbox found in the best-selling Honda Accord. And all the interior features and appointments are expected to fit with precision and have the look and feel of premium materials, like the impressive interior of the Infiniti J30. And thanks to careful and precise engineering, every Centennial Oldsmobile model will have solid, rigid body structures. That provides tight, precise steering and remarkably quiet passenger compartments that are free of excessive noise and vibration. The next element of Oldsmobile's new brand character is international, and that's a term that speaks to the heart of Oldsmobile's mission to provide driver-oriented design and performance characteristics appreciated worldwide. Rather than copy the imports, Oldsmobile has to offer the kind of no-excuses execution that provides its own sophisticated and elegant design with clean lines and balanced proportion. And an outstanding example of balanced exterior design is the Honda Accord. Again, sophisticated yet simple, with nothing excessive. Customers looking for an international look prefer Blackwell tires, aluminum wheels, with a sparse application of chrome. And characteristic of the best international designs, Oldsmobile must offer outstanding visibility and be efficiently sized, and that means smaller on the outside, while maintaining spacious interiors with room for 5. An international interior includes bucket seating, functional center consoles, and of course, plenty of storage space, like the exceptional cockpit interior design of the Aurora. On the road, the term international takes on another meaning. For years, driving enthusiasts have looked to the import for spirited double overhead cam powertrains like those offered by Honda, Toyota, or Nissan, with responsive, in touch with the road steering that provides nimble yet stable handling, exceptional maneuverability, and a beautifully controlled ride. And because the vehicle's reputation for safety is important to internationally minded customers, every Oldsmobile must provide excellent occupant protection when a collision is unavoidable. The final element of Oldsmobile's new brand character is rewarding, and we use the term to refer to designs and product attributes that inspire, gratify, and endure throughout the ownership experience. It is a rewarding feeling to know that you've made an intelligent choice and a smart investment in a vehicle that's renowned for its low life cycle cost and high resale value, like that offered by the leading imports. And it's clearly rewarding to drive a vehicle that has a desirable, fulfilling image that's acknowledged by your friends and reinforced by enthusiastic third-party endorsements like the Aurora. Thoughtful, precise, international, and rewarding. Far from being just words, Oldsmobile's brand character statement provides the roadmap we will use to introduce an exciting portfolio of internationally focused Oldsmobiles to a whole new world of buyers, just in time for our centennial anniversary.
Each member of Oldsmobile's future lineup is targeted against a best-in-class vehicle, specifically those from Japan. The Centennial portfolio includes two high-volume, lower mid-market entry-level Oldsmobiles, a coupe and a sedan that will replace the current Achieva in 1998. Positioned to attract current Saturn owners as they trade up, the next-generation Oldsmobile compact coupe will compete with the popular Mazda MX-6, Mitsubishi Eclipse, and the Honda Accord coupe, while the entry-level sedan will be targeted at the four-door Honda Accord. Another important Oldsmobile mid-market competitor will be the future Sierra, which is designed to blend the best attributes of proven imports such as a Toyota Camry with the Sierra's celebrated reputation for quality, value, and customer loyalty. Moving up the portfolio, our next entry, inspired by the Antares concept vehicle, replaces the Cutlass Supreme in 1997. Recognized by Auto Week magazine as the best concept vehicle at the 1995 North American International Auto Show, the resounding praise received by the Antares serves to validate Oldsmobile's new direction, led by the debut of the Aurora in 1994. Now, this product will be similarly positioned to the current Cutlass in the upper mid-market, and its primary target competitor will be the Nissan Maxima. Next, Oldsmobile's entry luxury sedan represents a first for General Motors in this important import-dominated segment. The benchmark competitors for this aspirational new Oldsmobile sedan include the Acura Legend and the Lexus ES300. And leading Oldsmobile's Centennial product parade is our divisional image flagship, the Aurora sedan. Now, while the Aurora is strategically positioned to compete in the lower end of the prestige luxury market, it's benchmarked against upper luxury market competitors such as the Lexus LS400 in terms of vehicle specifications, performance, and level of refinement. And in its first year, the Aurora has already matched the LS400's level of sophistication at a price that represents the best value in the segment. A key element of Oldsmobile's heritage and Centennial product plan success is this new definition of value as demonstrated by the Aurora. The success of the Aurora proves that the Centennial plan will be an effective strategy, as the Aurora's alluring combination of styling, performance, quality, and affordability is successfully attracting younger, more affluent, import-oriented buyers to Oldsmobile. According to the independent CMIP Summing It All Up Buyer Satisfaction Survey for the third quarter of 1994, the Aurora rated the highest of any GM car within 1 percentage point of the segment-leading Lexus LS400. And the CMIP Buyer Behavior Study for the third and fourth quarter of 1994 shows that 40% of all Aurora buyers who cited a second choice had a non-GM vehicle on their list, with nearly 60% of those buyers citing an import. Oldsmobile's Centennial product plan also includes two great new trucks. The contemporary and luxurious new Silhouette minivan is set to debut in 1996 to compete with the popular Dodge Caravan SE. And the next edition of the up-level Bravada Sport utility is set to go head-to-head against upscale domestics like the Ford Explorer Limited and the Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, as well as a host of new luxury sport utilities expected from leading Japanese manufacturers.
I think it's a solid plan, and probably more than solid, it's an exciting plan for Oldsmobile. I think the key is going to be executing each product, targeting at the specific customer. We've obviously got the Aurora on the road. We've got a couple other programs that we've recently approved. The research for those new programs coming in the latter part of the 90s has been very good. Indicates that we are hitting the dot, if you will, hitting the right kind of customers. So I think we just need to keep executing the programs like we've done the Aurora, and I think with that we'll be very successful.
With the product leg of Oldsmobile's Centennial Plan firmly in place, the non-product leg of the Centennial Plan is designed to complete Oldsmobile's mission by providing import-oriented buyers with uncompromised satisfaction throughout the shopping, buying, and ownership experience. To lay the foundation for the acceptance and implementation of the Centennial non-product strategy, Oldsmobile employees, retailers, and suppliers travel to Saturn to acquire the team-building skills necessary for the organization to embrace change as contributing members of the family of Oldsmobile. Underscoring Oldsmobile's resolve to change is an unprecedented commitment to training.
Visioning is an interesting art in American business. Anybody that you benchmark, if you find out whether they've been successful in their visioning process or their re-engineering process, you will find in there a very, very good training program and a large investment in training, because change can only be accomplished if people understand what you want them to do differently and why. And then that has to literally roll down. The trainers have to become trainers, and it just has to go throughout the organization. So you have to have a different philosophy on training. It has to play a different role in your total daily life. And so that's one thing that was started at the Vision Center.
In an effort to gain the full support for the new Oldsmobile from the retail organization, the division established the Oldsmobile Board of Governance. Replacing the traditional dealer council advisory group, the Board of Governance is the driving force behind the new Oldsmobile and is comprised of an empowered team of 8 wholesale and 8 retail partners who meet on a monthly basis to make consensus decisions on business planning and retail operating issues with an emphasis on exceeding customer expectations.
Retailers are our most important stakeholder. They, in a sense, are what makes a brand go in this business. Oldsmobile, like all of General Motors, is fortunate in that it's had a strong body of retailers through the years. In the last 5 or 6 years, a lot of these retailers have had to diversify their investment into other franchises, and in a sense then have not had the focus on Oldsmobile as our volume declined. However, most of the retailers that were around when Oldsmobile had its great years are still with us. So we have the ability to revitalize those people and refocus those organizations. And so part of what we're doing in this Centennial product plan is to try to get the non-product strategy embraced by those retailers, because it changes the way they have traditionally done business. And by concentrating on that change, then that focuses on Oldsmobile. And then comes that focus, basically will come your return to market share and your dedicated resources within those organizations towards Oldsmobile.
To effectively implement the non-product leg of the Centennial Plan within Oldsmobile, the division initiated a clean sheet restructuring of much of the existing business processes to better serve customers, to improve organizational effectiveness, and to reduce costs. Oldsmobile's business process re-engineering effort involves a cross-section of Oldsmobile employees who have reviewed a wide variety of business processes and are making recommendations for changes that will help Oldsmobile regain customer and retailer share of mind.
Business process re-engineering is probably the real buzzword of the early 90s. As American industry, particularly the Fortune 500 companies, have moved to become competitive to world markets, they've had to take a real hard look at themselves in the mirror, how they do business, and what are their focus, and are they really able to do business in a world economy. From Oldsmobile's point of view, we looked at it from a couple of points of view. Number one, were we set up organizationally to really be customer focused, as stated in our vision? And then, if not, then what changes do you have to make? And then, even if you were, how could you even further make that more efficient, make the organization more synchronous? Now, part of the thing that you have to look at is your past, your history. Through the very, very successful years at General Motors and at Oldsmobile, we had a pretty traditional organization as far as the pyramid goes, where the management is on the top and the stakeholders and the workers are on the bottom. And then that the day-to-day activity functions flow down. And really, if you're going to have somebody that is totally into their job, doing the most efficient thing, then they have to be empowered. They have to know that they can do whatever it takes to be efficient and customer focused.
At the center of the Centennial non-product strategy is a commitment to provide customers with a simplified, hassle-free shopping and buying experience that demonstrates Oldsmobile's customer caring philosophy. And when it comes to the retail experience, research shows that customers overwhelmingly want respect, information, and a hassle-free buying process. Starting in 1994, Oldsmobile and its retailers worked together to dramatically change the way we price, equip, and sell our products. Oldsmobile's straightforward buying experience is comprised of three elements: 100% simplified pricing, a focused, simplified model strategy, and a customer-friendly, consultative approach to selling.
Straightforward buying approach, and I say approach, it's a kind of a hard thing to really describe, because it starts right on the showroom floor. When a customer walks into an Olds retailer store, we don't want him to be met in a kind of a forceful manner. We want it to be very friendly, and we want that process to become consultative immediately. Good selling techniques in the past would always say that the salesperson should try to gain control and then lead this customer through a purchase experience. Now what we're saying is that the sales consultant should basically let the customer lead the whole discussion. And that basically that then becomes a straightforward approach. Now, generally speaking, when somebody comes into a car retailer's showroom, they have kind of a very guarded, they've almost rehearsed and practiced on what to say and to get ready for this tough experience. And they're there only to get a price and to try to figure out whether or not they really understand the deal, because they're expecting to be confused. And so what we're trying to do is take the price out of the equation.
I'd say a certain sense Oldsmobile is somewhat at the forefront of what we're trying to do at General Motors. We took something that was extremely successful in the past, went through a tough period of a few years, and now is in the process of reinventing itself and really completely changing the way it does business, the kind of products it offers, and in some sense the kind of customers that are going to buy its product. And for us to be successful in GM, we have to do that really ourselves across the whole company. But I'm personally very confident if the team pulls together and focuses on satisfying that target customer for Oldsmobile, that we can't miss. We got to win. It's important for GM's future, and I'm sure we will.
On August 21st, 1997, Oldsmobile will celebrate its 100th birthday. That's a feat not accomplished by any other marque in the United States. And so we look forward to that a lot. We think that it's a real milestone and really kind of represents a plateau for Oldsmobile and something to strive for. And that's why we have put this product and non-product plan around the centennial. And so as I personally vision what that celebration is going to be like, I would see a division that basically has most all of its new products in hand or very shortly in focus. That those products basically have started with Aurora-like and progressed beyond. I see an organization that is very slim and trim, very empowered, and one of the most professional organizations in this industry. One that basically is strongly grounded in its beliefs and values, and where the most important expenditure every year is the training curricula and budget, and one that where word of mouth about the ownership experience and the buying experience literally carries more weight than our TV rating points. And this can be accomplished, and really it's a question of getting all the arrows aligned. And in order to get those arrows aligned, it's simply living that vision that we've been talking about. And when you get all of that done, you will know what the new Oldsmobile is like just by simply walking on any retailer's showroom floor to get that consultative approach, non-pressure, just make it almost a celebration of buying an automobile. And that's how you'll know.